So lovely to have you here. So for tonight's class, just have a blanket handy for when we do our meditation and Shavasana, so that you are nice and warm. If you'd like to, I'm going to be starting off our practice with some Palo Santo, which I'm using. If you have an essential oil or some sage or incense, anything that you'd like to use, feel free to. And just have that handy. So we'll start straight away so that we can start to get through everything that we've got for tonight. So just find your comfortable seat, sitting up tall, lengthening through the spine, softening through the shoulders, and just start to find your center for a moment as you settle in. So just take a few moments to find your breath. To connect. And we are going to tune in with the Adi mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo, as we acknowledge and call in the long line of teachers that came before us, as well as the teacher within us. If you don't know the words, just feel free to listen and feel it. And then we'll also open up with the Mangala Charan, the protection mantra, just creating a space for us to practice in tonight. Ad Gure Name, Jagad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. So let's bring our hands together and pray in front of our hearts. Let's just start by taking a nice deep inhale together. Hold the breath, squeeze your root lock, and exhale it out. And we'll inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Take a deep inhale, holding your breath, and exhale. And we'll inhale to chant the Mangala Charan. Ad Gure Name, Jagad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Ad Gure Name, Jagad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Ad Gure Name, Jagad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Take a full breath in. Hold your breath. Squeeze your spine with your breath. Squeeze root lock. Rise the energy. And exhale. Just releasing your hands to your lap. Just keeping your eyes closed for a moment. All right, when you're ready, gently allow your eyes to open. Okay, so I'm going to start our practice with a bit of Palo Santo just to bring in the energies that we need for tonight's practice. If you have anything that you'd like to work with, essential oil, sage, incense, anything that appeals to you. And as I light this Palo Santo tonight, you can light your own or just sit with your eyes closed. And I invite you to call in your feminine ancestors. I want you to call them into your space. Call in your great-grandmother. Call in your grandmother. I invite you to call in your mother, your sisters, your daughters. Just invite yourself as well into this space tonight. So the intention for tonight's class is all about transforming lineage into legacy. So regardless of what happened in the past, we are here to change that, to be that pillar of light. So we're going to work with the mother wound tonight and bring light to the unconscious. So I'd like us to start with a chant just to help us drop into the healing of the heart frequency. We're going to chant for about 5 minutes. So the chanting, the words, I'll play a song, but the words of the chant is Guru Guru Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru. So Guru Guru Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru. So I want you to close your eyes, just finding a comfortable seat, and just sing along with the song that I'm going to play as we call in all the ancestors and the feminine energies that we need for our practice this evening. Just place your hands on your heart space, your eyes closed. Just feeling the vibration of that mantra inside of you. Let's take a nice deep inhale together. Hold that breath. And exhale it out. Just starting to feel a restful connection to yourself and to everyone else that is online with you tonight. Beautiful. And then gently release your hands down to your lap. Allow your eyes to open. All right, so tonight we are going to move into a Kriya for the skull and the pelvic bone, which is going to help you connect with the universal mother energy inside of you. So we all have that feminine energy, whether we are male or female. We know from a regular practice of yoga that we've got both the feminine and the masculine energy within us. And the whole point of yoga is to balance those energies. So we're not too much on the one side and we're not too much on the other. So the mother wound has been around for a very long time, and it really brings light to the unconscious that we may have carried into our life from our mother and from our grandmother. So it's a wound or a responsibility that has been passed down from generation to generation. And when we heal a wound, we heal 7 generations ahead of us and 7 generations before us. So let's explore this. So our mother is our first encounter with the feminine force. Our emotional experience with our mother initiates our relationship with everything that is feminine. So whatever our mother was experiencing when she was pregnant with us, when she raised us, especially in the first 7 years, her well-being and the state of her emotional body has a profound influence on us. So it's basically how we form our identity as women and as, human beings. So it's how we value ourselves. It's how we relate to our emotions and our bodies and our relationship or lack thereof to the Divine Mother. So it's important to acknowledge the wound, but not to sink and lose ourselves in it. So these Kundalini practices that we do help us turn lineage into legacy. So we can be a victim of our lineage and just continue this circle, if you want to call it that, from where we are now to our children. Our children will continue it, and it carries on. Or we can be that pillar of light in the soul group that we came in and really activate our legacy. So what we are passing on, not just to our children, but to all those that we come in contact with. Our feminine energy is the energy that wants to nurture every seed into bloom. So as we begin to work with this wound, we need to bring the conscious to the unconscious. So Carl Jung said, when you don't bring consciousness to the unconscious, we call it fate. So how do we bring consciousness to this unconscious part that is driving us without falling into a hole and becoming a victim, but rather creating a legacy out of it? So we bring consciousness to it so that we can heal it, first of all. And it's a process of uncovering layer by layer. And I've been working on this for a long time personally. And just as I think I've got it, it's all good. Something else will happen that'll remind me, no, you haven't got it yet. That was just a layer. So we have to have a resolve to be on the healing journey with it, rather than just being swallowed up by it. The work is constant, but it can be done while we're enjoying life. So I remember when I first kind of touched into this mother wound, I thought to myself, and I was actually on a retreat for a weekend, and it was such hard work. And I thought to myself, there's no ways I can do this at home. But what I did realize is we don't need to go away on a month-long retreat to do this work. It can be done in our everyday lives. And some of you might be thinking, but I don't want to fall apart in front of my family. We can fall apart, but we fall apart in our sadhana, in our daily practice, on our mats. We completely recenter ourselves, and then we show up for our lives again. So we also need to remember that we agreed to the soul contract in our soul bodies to come into this family. We chose this family to come into. So we make an agreement to come in and either fulfill that destiny and create that legacy, or fall to fate. So how do we do this? Daily practice. So the information that comes from the power of sitting still and connecting to your soul through your prayer and awakening the power of the neutral mind, as we learned, or as we are starting to learn through our Kundalini practice. So when we awaken that power, that knowledge comes in, and we can then begin to see and understand why we are here and the work that we need to do. And this has been a big eye-opener for me, especially when I was stuck in my depression days. I thought this was life, this was it. And it was only when I started my yoga practice that it opened me up to understanding why I'm here and the work that I need to do. So you are the pillar of light in your family. You would not be here if you weren't. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here tonight. And this is our work. Our work is to show up whether we feel like it or not. And do we ever feel ready? No. We think we'll do it when this happens and when that happens and when I'm stronger and so on. No. We have to be ready. We have to do the work. But we also, we have to be able to think of transforming our lineage into legacy rather than just sitting in this hole of being the victim. And the fact is, I'm just like you. I also have the wound and I suffer just like you. So don't let that stop you from serving and sharing. So as you learn to heal your wounds, so you can share this with others and awaken them to that. So the greatest gift, our greatest courage and victory is in showing up to serve. So that is our theme for tonight. So if you have a daughter or a niece or a child, you may witness your child act out your subconscious patterns, your unresolved traumas. So let that be inspiration to resolve things. Psychologically, they say that good parenting consists of 33% of being fully present, 33%. 33% of repair work. So that's when we lose our shit, right? And we have to go to them and we have to talk to them and we have to explain to them why these things happen, not just ignoring and pretending that, you know, nothing happened. We've got to discuss it. We've got to open that communication channel with them. And then 33% is everything else that we do as parenting. So 33% being fully present, 33% repair work, and 33% is everything else. So healing the mother wound is really about creating legacy in your life, but the root of it is connecting with the divine mother presence, which is in you and all around you. So we need to create an experience so that we can cultivate that emotional connection. And we're going to do that now with a kriya and a mantra that vibrates the feminine frequency. So the healing tools to heal the mother wound are, and I've got a few little notes here that I've put. For me, these are key notes. So the one is the 5 pillars of well-being. Your 5 pillars are prayer, sadhana, which is your daily practice, eating well, nourish yourself, exercise, sweat, move, and then developing and working on your neutral mind. So your neutral mind, remember, is that place where you can pull yourself back, where you don't get caught up in the positives, you don't get caught up in the negatives, but you can look from a bird's eye view and make a decision based on what is best. That's the neutral mind. So those are the 5 pillars of well-being. One of the other tools is developing a relationship to your own divinity, which connects you to the divine mother through the power of the neutral mind. And then Another tool is being in circle and connection. And I mean, just like we are here together tonight, sharing this Kriya and sharing these teachings with each other. And then forgiving your mother and knowing that she did the very best that she could under the circumstances. And I think I only realized this when I became a mother. My mother wound goes back many, many years, and it's still a journey that I continue to work with. And it's only now that I have my own kids and I realize what my mom went through then, and that she really did do the best that she could in her circumstances. And I think we need to remember that. So with that said, let's start this Kriya. Okay, so this Kriya we're working on tonight is on the skull and the pelvic bone. We are adjusting this whole area, this whole womb area. So everything in the pelvic area we are going to work on. All right, so let's start an easy pose. And what we're going to do, our very first posture is you're going to take your hand, your right hand is going to be on top of your left. And you're going to bring your fingers, your right fingers through your left fingers and then close your left hand. So if you can see how my hand is, I'm just placing my right fingers through the left and then closing my fingers. My arms are straight. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn to the right. So you're turning to your right. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up, straight arms, and then exhale, bring them down towards your right knee. Inhaling up, exhaling down. So just a quick note, if you are on your moon cycle, any breath of fire exercises that we do, please keep to long, deep breathing. And also just be aware of inversions if you are on your moon cycle. So we're going to be doing this for 1 minute, and then what we'll do, I'll guide you. Once the minute is over, we're going to change hands, bringing your left hand on top, and we'll turn to the left. And we'll do that for 1 minute, and then again we'll change sides. So we're going to do this twice, one on each side. But to start, right hand on top of left. I'm just going to put my timer on. Eyes are closed. Focus is at the third eye. So draw those eye muscles up to the third eye. And we'll begin. Inhaling up, exhale down through the nose. So it's a strong breath, strong breath. And I want you to move from the base of the spine. So it's a vigorous movement. Keep it going. Feel the adjustment in your body. Nice, strong breath in and out through the nose. Good. Inhale all the way up. Come to center. And then exhale, bring your hands down in front of you. And let's change hands. So we're going to bring the left hand on top of the right, just interlacing your fingers. And we'll turn to the left. Eyes are closed. Inhaling up, exhale down. Straight arms, strong breath, vigorous movement. Keep it going. Nice, strong movements. Nice. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, release. Let's change hands once more. So right hand over the left, interlace the fingers, turn to the right. Inhale up, exhale down. We're on the clock for 1 minute. So again, moving from the base of the spine and swing vigorously, using the weight of the hands like a hammer. Last few seconds, keep it going. Good, inhale up to center. Exhale, release. And last time, changing hands, left hand on top of right, interlace the fingers. Turn to the left. And let's begin. Inhale up, exhale down. Last minute. Strong movement. Keep it going. Last few seconds, strong breath. Pump those arms. All right, inhale, rise all the way up. Hold the breath. Squeeze Mula Bandha root lock. Pull anal genital muscles up, hold it up. And then exhale, release your hands, sweep your aura as you bring your hands down to your heart. Nice, all right. So we're going to come into our first set of froggy pose. So Roxy, take it easy here. What you can do for froggy pose, if you want to do, is just a few squats, all right, instead of coming all the way down. But for everyone else, I want you to bring your toes onto the ground. Your heels are off and your heels are touching. Your knees are out to the sides. Hello, froggy. We missed you, froggy. Okay, so we're going to be doing froggy pose for a minute. All right, and how this works, hands on the ground, they stay on the ground. We are up on our toes, our heels are off the ground, but the heels stay connected at all times. We inhale to straighten into the legs, keeping the heels off the ground, and then exhale to come down. Inhale up, exhale down, hands stay on the ground. All right, we're on the clock for 1 minute. Thirty seconds to go. Last 10. Good. Inhale, straighten into the legs. And exhale, release your heels. Nice. Gently come all the way down onto your mat. And you're going to come to lie down on your back for our next posture.
So lying down, the knees are bent, and your feet are as close to your sit bones as possible. If you can, you're going to grab a hold of your ankles, but if you can't, that's okay. Just keep your hands down on the ground. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift up and come back down, but this is going to be a very fast, powerful movement. So your breath is going to turn into a breath of fire. All right, so breath of fire, for those who are new to breath of fire, we are pumping the navel. So you pump the breath out through the nose. We don't use the mouth at all. All right, so how it's going to work. So powerful breath, lifting the hips up, going as fast as you can. We are on the clock for 1 minute. And let's go. Lower and raise the hips as fast as you can with breath of fire. Go crazy. Be quick, but don't be crazy. So Nicole, just a gentle breath of fire for you. Okay, remember, breath of fire is a strong breath. If you're not used to it, it'll also might make you dizzy. So take it easy. Last few seconds. Nice. Inhale, rise those hips up. Hold the breath. Perfect your posture. Hold. Squeeze Mula Bandha. Hold. And exhale, release. Let it go. Nice. Just take a moment here. All right. Good. From here, we're going to straighten into the legs. So still lying down. So you may just want to have a look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you two options here. You're going to interlace your hands and bring them behind your head. Your legs are straight. And we're going to lift all the way up, bringing your nose down towards your knees, and then coming all the way down again. So if this is too much for you, and you cannot manage with your hands behind your head, you're going to place your hands underneath your seat. And use your hands to help you lift up and fold forward. And then come all the way down again. And then once again, folding, coming up and folding forward. Okay, so either hands locked behind your head or your hands underneath your seat. And you're going to sit up quickly. Touch your nose to your knees and then return back. We're going to be on the clock for 1 minute. Try not to put any pressure on your neck. And we're on the clock. Let's go. Do the best that you can. Again, if it's challenging, put your hands under your hips. Last few seconds. Take your last one and return back onto your back and just release. Let it go.
so staying on your back. You're going to raise your legs to about 60 degrees. Your arms are alongside your body. So your legs at about 60 degrees, so not 90 degrees, not pointing right the way up, but just a little lower down. And we're going to cross the legs, so open and cross, open and cross. So if everyone can see what I'm doing, again, you're not at a 90-degree angle, so the legs are not up here. They're just a little lower down at 60 degrees. Hands you can place underneath your hips or underneath your seat to protect your lower back. And we'll be on the clock here for 1 minute. And begin. Open and close them with a crisscrossing motion. Keep them at 60 degrees. Nice, keep it going. Make sure those legs are not up, pointing up towards the ceiling, 60-degree angle. Good, now without stopping the legs, I want you to reach your arms straight up, shoulder width apart, perpendicular to the ground, palms facing each other. So arms straight up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other. Keep the legs going, keep the legs going. All right? Now for the next minute, you're going to reach your arms all the way overhead and bring them down to the ground, all the way overhead. Yes. Bring them all the way down to the floor behind your head. And let your legs cross for another minute. 60-degree angle. If this is too much for your lower back and you're struggling, place your hands under your hips. If you can manage, bring those arms back behind you. Last 30 seconds, you got this. Keep going. Last few seconds, almost there. Good. And slowly release. Release it all down. Just take a moment, relax. Let it all go, catch your breath. Nice, and bring your knees in towards your chest. Just hug it in, maybe rock from side to side. And then you're going to gently roll over to either side, whichever side calls you. And you're going to come to seated. Okay. All right, so we're going to come into our last set of froggy poses. We're going to do 26. Okay, 26, your count. If you lose count, you start at 1. 26. I'm going to put some music to get us through this. We can do this. We've got this. 26 froggies. All right, so coming into position on your toes, heels together. And start in your own time. 26. Inhale up, exhale down. Come to a seated position. Complete your 26. Nice. Whew. Those are leg killers. Always gets us out of breath. Okay, so we're going to come straight onto your belly. I want you to stretch it out in a cobra pose. So legs behind you, bring your hands under your shoulders and just stretch it out. Lifting up, shoulders down, away from the ears. Stretch the front of your belly, stretch your chest, your heart open. And then slowly lower down. And from here, we're going to push up into a tabletop position. And we're going to come into lady push-ups, right? So you're going to straighten into your spine. So you want a nice, straight, long line of energy from the crown of your head to your knees. And we are going to do 26 lady push-ups, okay, with your knees down. 26 in your own time. And go. 26 lady push-ups. Bending the elbows, keeping the body nice and straight. Bring your nose to the floor if you can. You guys are doing great. Once you're done, come to lie all the way down on your belly and rest. Nice. So just take a moment to rest it out. And we're going to come into our final posture for this Kriya. Staying on your belly, we're going to come into your bow pose. So you're going to bend into your knees and you're going to catch your ankles, arching your spine, and you're going to raise your hands and feet as if you're trying to bring your toes to your head. And what you're going to do here is you're going to rock back and forth like a rocking chair as best as you can. So grabbing a hold of your ankles, lifting everything up, and just rocking back and forth gently. And we're going to be doing this posture for 1 minute. 1 minute. Doing the best that you can. So Yogi Bhajan says, whoever shall rock like this for 15 to 20 minutes will never see old age. I want that one. Yes, please. Let's try it for 1 minute. Let's go. We're on the clock. 1 minute. Rocking back and forth, holding on to your ankles, arching the spine as best as you can. Keep it up. Keep up. One minute is hard enough. Can you imagine 15 or 20? Holy moly. What we have to do to stay young. Last 15 seconds. We've got this. Keep it up. Keep it up. We've got this. All right. Inhale. Hold the posture. Perfect it. Hold it. Squeeze Mula Bandha. And exhale, release. Let it go. Let it all go. Beautiful. Just take a moment to catch your breath here. And then from here, you're going to bring yourself into a seated position, facing the front. So before we come into our relaxation, we're just going to do our last exercise for this Kriya, which is a chant for 3 minutes. So sitting in easy pose, cross-legged, feel free to place a blanket around your shoulders or put something warm on. We are going to chant a mantra. Just take a moment to settle into your seat while I type it in to the chat box in case you'd like to chant along. I will play a song so that you can hear the words. Okay. You'll see there is a lot of repetition, but you will get it as you hear the song. There we go. All right. So Ardas Bai, Amardas Guru, Amardas Guru, Ardas Bai, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Sachi Sahi. So we're going to sit in easy pose. So they call this a sacred prayer to call upon the infinite and all its expressions to unite us and to fill our circle with this healing vibration of infinite love. So it's a mantra of prayer where we call upon the infinite to guide and help us in our current life situation. So you're going to find easy pose, bringing your hands into Gyan Mudra, placing your thumbs and fingertips together and extending the other fingers out. Your eyes are closed, your focus is at the brow point. And just enjoy this. Enjoy the song, enjoy the prayer.
Ardas Pai, Amardas Guru, Amardas Guru, Ardas Pai, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Sachi Sai. Ardas Pai, Amardas Guru, Amardas Guru, Ardas Pai, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Sachi Sai. Ardas Pai, Amardas Guru, Amardas Guru, Ardas Pai, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Sachi Sai. Ardas Pai, Amardas Guru, Amardas Guru, Ardas Pai, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Sachi Sai. Ardas Pai, Amardas Guru, Amardas Guru, Ardas Pai, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Sachi Sai. Ardas Pai, Amardas Guru, Amardas Guru, Ardas Pai, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Sachi Sai. Ardas Pai, Amardas Guru, Amardas Guru, Ardas Pai, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Sachi Sai. Ardas Pai, Amardas Guru, Amardas Guru, Ardas Pai, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Sachi Sai. Ardas Pai, Amardas Guru, Amardas Guru, Ardas Pai, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Sachi Sai.
Let's take a nice deep inhale together. Hold that breath. Seal that prayer into your heart. And exhale it out. From here, we're going to come down into relaxation. So coming all the way down onto your back, make sure you're nice and warm. Cover yourself. And just allow this time for integration. So the magic of Kundalini is that even if you don't feel in the background, it does all the work. Just take this time in relaxation to surrender. Close your eyes, turn inwards. Release. Let go. Just take it all in. slowly and very gently begin to journey back to your body, back to your yoga mat, deepening into your breath, feeling into sensation in your fingers and your toes. And then if you feel like a nice big full body stretch, start to reach your arms all the way overhead and invite that stretch in. And then gently draw your knees in towards your chest. And just to awaken feeling in our fingers and our toes, I want you to rub the palms of your hands together and the soles of your feet together at the same time. Nice. And then hug everything in again. Rolling over to either side. And then gently bringing yourself up to seated. So we're going to sit up for our final little meditation before we close off. So make sure you're comfortable, you're warm. You can place a little blanket around yourself. Sit on a cushion if you need one. And then just finding your meditation seat and allowing your eyes to close for a moment. Just staying in that beautiful space that you've created within you. And the meditation that we're going to do tonight is for the release of cold depression. So cold depression is our single biggest challenge as we enter the Aquarian age. And for those that are not familiar with the Aquarian age, Yogi Bhajan said many years ago that we would move from the Piscean age, which happened for over 2,000 years, where people needed information from leaders and cults and books to be able to live a certain way. And we've moved into what we call the Aquarian age, where we have all this information at our fingertips, where we cannot hide. And we don't need to, we've discovered that we don't need to follow people to live a certain way, that we have this information within us too. So this is the age that we are moving into, the Aquarian age. And this cold depression affects the vitality of spirit and leads us to behave in ways that we would not normally. So Yogi Bhajan cautioned us that as we transition into the Aquarian age, and that's going to continue through to 2038, that humanity would suffer from a phenomenon he called cold depression. And what is cold depression? It's when the external demand is greater than the internal capacity to deliver, and we have spent all our reserves. So we are depressed, but we are so numb and insensitive to our own self that we don't even feel it. The depression is therefore what they call cold. So it leads us to inner anger and isolation from our soul. And cold depression is when we are cut off from our spirit, from our strength, and from source, from inner guidance. And at its core, it's a deep sense of loneliness. It's a prevailing sense of anxiety and a loss of meaning. So Yogi Bhajan called this the silence of the soul. So we instinctively counter the numbness of cold depression with behavior that fulfills the need for stimulation. So think about what we go to. We always find stimulants to not have to deal with what we have to deal with, right? Wine, I'm a victim. I know, I do it. Whatever it is, whatever stimulants that you go to, so he says a person experiencing cold depression doesn't seem to be depressed to himself or herself, and this is because they're busy. they're active, and they appear energized. So she may overwork, she may create emergencies or drink 6 energy drinks a day. He may engage in extreme sports, risk-taking or substance abuse. And the insensitivity of cold depression leads to reactivity, impatience, drama. So think if you know of anyone like this, if maybe you see this within yourself. So cold depression is not just a personal challenge, it occurs across an entire population during global transition, especially during these times, and we're seeing a lot of it now. So when there's a major frequency change like we are going through now, you'll see a sudden increase in this cold depression. So they say what causes cold depression is information overload, and we've got this. Unrelenting stress, rapid change contributes to cold depression, bigger, faster. These are all elements of the modern life that we face at the moment. So the glandular and the nervous systems of most people on the planet are not sufficiently developed to meet this challenge. So when we don't have the energy within, we seek it outside of ourselves, and we go for the rush. So how do we manage? We are all affected by this impact of the pressure of these times, and we can't power through on the strength of our body alone. We need the power of our frequency. So we're going to do a meditation tonight to focus on the release of that cold depression. So you're going to find yourself in a comfortable seated position, easy pose, and you're going to interlace your fingers, except for your index fingers. So your index fingers are going to be pointing up. For the woman, your left thumb is over your right. For men, your right thumb is over your left. Okay? And your fingertips are going to press into the cavities between the fingers on the back of each hand, or the knuckles, if I could say that. So your index fingers are pointing straight up, and they press together along their legs, and your thumbs cross over each other comfortably, and your hands are held just at chest level. Your eyes are going to be open, and your focus is either down at the tip of your nose, or you can take your gaze down to the tip of your index fingers. All right. So this is your mudra. Your mantra, we're going to chant Waheguru, Wahegyo. So it's going to start from your navel point. So creating a mental focus in this way. At the sound of Wa, I want you to focus on the navel point. At He, I want you to focus at the chest, the heart. And then at Gu, as in good, and Ru, as in true, you focus at the lips. So Wa, He, Guru. And the same with Jio. Wa, He, Jio. All right? Wa, He, Guru. Wa, He, Jio. I'm going to play a mantra that you can chant along to. So just follow the sequence and rhythm for the song that I play, and we're going to do this meditation for 11 minutes. Okay? So I really just want you to do it with reverence and feel it, just because I think we all suffer from this cold depression. We all suffer from this information overload. And this is a beautiful way to release that. So we need to get our energy from prana and not from adrenaline. So the rhythmic flow of Kundalini Yoga Kriyas restores that nervous and glandular system, and it releases old stress response patterns from the body. So the mantra breaks the silence of the soul and builds the pranic and radiant bodies. And this gives us both calm and vitality. All right. So we're going to chant, we're going to breathe. So let the mantra regulate your breath to restore your prana. Let the tongue and the lips move across the meridian points on the roof of your mouth and tap into it. Okay, just to balance your brain and to deal with the stress. All right. So taking your eye focus either to the tip of your nose or to the tip of your index fingers. And we'll begin to chant along. Let's take a nice deep inhale together. Hold the breath. Squeeze mula bandha. Let the energy circulate inside of you. And exhale it out. Releasing your posture, bringing your hands down to your lap for a moment. And again, just allowing that mantra to vibrate. Vibrate your cells. Creating that connection to your soul. Let's bring our hands together in front of our hearts. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. We're going to close off with one long sat and a short nam. Let's take a deep breath in together. And exhale it out. And we'll inhale to close off. Sat Nam. Sat Nam, everyone. Love to all, light to all. May you be uplifted this evening and uplift everyone else around you. Sat Nam. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I hope those froggies put you to sleep nicely tonight. Thanks, Daisy.